Hello everybody, the name is Leveler Jr. and I am here doing my little catch-up interview with the headliner today, just solo headliner for Elsewhere, Zone 1, that is Squired, along with amazing lineup of Max Parkinson, Kalios, Tall Brown Dude, aka Shrey, and Influs. First things first, I have to ask this quickly. How is this going to be different from like when you did your other shows? Because before I really tried to contact you and Eric because I really want to celebrate this with you. Your EP release of RTC, that was a pretty big deal. So how is this going to differ from that to where we are now and Elsewhere?
I'd say that was more of like, I wanted to kind of do, instead of it just being like a regular show, like a regular set, more of just me able to do what I want, play songs I normally wouldn't really play, because it was like more of like a house party vibe I wanted to go for.
I see.
With it being like a release party, just to do something different. And I had more time also to be able to play a set that I could fit in stuff I normally wouldn't play at something like when I'm supporting another artist or doing a set like that.
Understood. That's kind of funny you say that, because I feel like when we listen to the album of the EP of RTC, it's anything really but house, because it's a lot. It's definitely a lot more darker, a little bit more of a trap type of vibe. It was
by house party, I mean like just like a party, not like
just
house
like a party.
music,
Understood.
Yeah.
But although you did say that for this EP, you definitely want to bring like the club type of energy to the masses and like bring that type of energy here. Will tonight be no different?
Yeah, tonight will definitely be more of a clubby type set. Still similar to that, obviously. I'm playing all of my music, but
all of your music.
Not all of my music, but
you almost had me there again. You know I'm gonna beg for reaching for you. You know that, right?
Not that stuff is sold.
Okay.
But the stuff that, like, off the Flash EP, and then like the edits I've been releasing, and like the stuff that aligns in that, and then the unreleased music that I've yet to release.
Right.
And edits and stuff like that I've made just for shows.
So less reaching for you, more, I don't know, your remix for Jewel's Paradise Lost, that type of feel?
Exactly, that's literally what I'm opening my set.
That's what you're opening with. Hey, I guess the first song. How about that? Jewel's Love You So Much, Floor Space Amazing. Anyway, but today I'm just curious to know why you choose a place like Elsewhere to really showcase your talents. I thought you were going to go back to the Monarch. Yeah, I know we're kind of booked with the Monarch today. We have Level Up, Sapphire Tour, Lucius, Hero, all those people. But why Elsewhere?
I've just wanted to play Elsewhere for so long. It's like one of the one venues in New York that I haven't played yet. I was going to play here, I think, to do a headline in Zone 1 a couple of years ago, but the timing didn't work out. And then there was another time when the timing didn't work when I was in Japan. And then so this time it worked out, and we're doing this set.
Understood. And speaking of which, I obviously have to ask, what made you want to go to Japan, experience that? And if you say it's just because of Juku, because he went to Japan as well to, build himself up when he started his project, that's okay. But why Japan for you?
I went there in 2018, like a very long time ago. But I knew a few DJs from there who wanted, that would play my music and stuff. And then we were talking about doing a show around my whatever first EP would be. And then this one group, Low Life, my boy Maru, brought me out. They did the night punk shows recently there and a few other ones, but they were the event company that brought me out in the summer. And I did a show in Tokyo and then Sapporo with them. But I just connected so much with a lot of friends there, and people that friends that I made while I was there, DJs, artists, just people within the music community and scene out there. And I just became really good friends with a lot of them. And so I just decided to go back for 2 months recently. And I didn't play any main shows this time. It was mostly just to be there and to work on music and hang with friends and stuff like that. But I would
pretty much just take
at clubs and stuff like that. And so I would definitely say being there for that amount of time, being involved in the club scene in Tokyo, and seeing my friends DJ, some of the best DJs I've ever seen and stuff. It's seriously inspired a lot of the music that I've been making, the 40 Degrees edit I put out, and more of these just dance tracks kind of stuff.
That is amazing to hear, and I think this might be a stupid question to ask, because hearing how much you love Tokyo, Japan, being there with your friends, doing those random club shows, those mixes, the type of thing, would you go back?
Yeah, I'm trying to go back in a couple months, for another couple months. I want to move. but it's
I had
an easy thing to do.
I was
so.
I was kind of scared you would say that because you talk a lot about how NYC, New York City, really encapsulated a lot of the energy of Squired. That really was something that you love to see. You were really leaving your mark in New York City. So for now, I hear you're gonna move from New York City to Japan.
I mean, I don't know if it's ever gonna actually happen, but I've been here for this will be my 9th year, so I just kind of want to change, but I don't know, logistically, if it'll happen, I hope, more than anything. Not forever, but
I know not forever, but I definitely do understand if when you do build up the funds and you do leave your mark in New York City and then you go to Japan, just please don't forget us.
No, I mean, I would want to come back and play shows here as a person not living here also,
Understood.
I mean, and most of the touring would happen in America, so I would always be back. It would never be a question of that. It would just be I want my home base to not be somewhere different,
Understood. So speaking of which, are there any people that you wish you could maybe be on tour with? If whether it be on someone's tour, if you wish they were making a tour, or if you were gonna make your own tour and go out to the Americas type of thing, who would you bring in? Why?
It's so hard because I've never thought about actually being on tour and who would support me.
There is one person I'm waiting for you to say that I feel would just be the number one answer.
Who?
Starts with a C, ends with an N.
Oh, obviously, Harry. Yes, certain, obviously. That's the easiest answer. I mean, him and I have talked about. Actually, I'm not going to say that yet.
Okay.
Him and I, 100%. If I ever could be on a tour, he would obviously be the first pick of anybody that I would ever want to do shows with me. And also, honestly, my homies in Japan, these DJs I was talking about, they have a collective out there.
You know what the name of the collective is?
Yeah, it's Proper Pedigree.
Proper Pedigree, got it.
They're some of the best DJs. And so my homie Kai and Peace, they back-to-back together are incredible. That, and they also are fans of Certain and Harry. So that would be a perfect dream lineup, honestly. If I could tour, that would be the lineup. Because it's a perfect taste of them as DJs, and then Harry's, ability as a DJ, but also as a producer and original music and stuff. And then him and I just complement each other so well. So that would be perfect. Because also one of them, Kai, I just released that 40 Degrees edit. But
So I'm curious to know with this show being here, being elsewhere, the net crossing this venue off New York City list. I'm just wondering what could possibly be next for Squired after elsewhere, because something tells me, of course, there's going to be a lot of unreleased music, a lot of IDs out there, obviously, but I'm curious to know what will be the next place for you besides just going back to Japan.
I mean, in New York, I still really want to play Mirage. I've done back-to-backs in the King's Hall in Avant Gardner, but I've never played a Squired set. So that's definitely the next New York venue I want to play for sure. Here's just expanding to more festivals and playing more festivals.
Understood. Here is kind of hoping that, for one thing, maybe Adventure Club could have a headliner at the Brooklyn Monarch, at the Brooklyn Mirage, and bring someone like you there. That has to happen. That needs to happen. Or even, I know also all the people that you also work with as well, who also have been climbing the rising ladder in the EDM industry. I feel right at the back needs to say Night Punk. He's been absolutely tearing it up out there. And of course, you also have chance be with him, be on his lineup a few times here and there. I feel someone like him could definitely tear it up at the Mirage. And those are a few things pop in my mind, and there's so many people out there I can think of right off the bat who has been there for you, supported you, and is seeing you grow where you are right now. I'm just curious to know as well, could any of the people that we have right now in this lineup be coming along with you?
It's definitely possible.
Because again, Tall Brown Dude, Kalios, those two I've been seeing a bit here and there. They're kind of killing it. Max Parkinson kind of needs no introduction, but he's absolutely incredible too. And Influence. These people you have on here, don't count them out as well. Obviously they're on the lineup, so you don't count them out, but at the same time, they have yet to spread their wings, especially in NYC and definitely in Japan.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know Shrey, tall blonde dude, he was in Japan for a little bit too, and it was like he left right before I came. I wanted to like introduce him to my friends there and stuff like that, but next time.
Definitely.
Next time.
Oh, and also, I remember you also mentioned about them before. What about Buns, the one who opened for you at the album release party?
Yeah, she would definitely be a perfect person on this fantasy tour.
Why? No. Don't you say fantasy. Something tells me that people like who are in your team by your side, with someone like Eric at your side and the work he's been putting in, something tells me this fantasy is going to become reality. This is no dream. Something tells me in 2025, heck, even 2026, it might be a reality. I've seen how much you've grown ever since I saw you open for Kill Paris. Heck, you've been open for freaking, like, I think it was like Snakehips and even Josh Pan. These legends who've seen what you can do.
Were you at the Josh Pan show?
I was not at the Josh Pan show, sadly.
That
but
was okay, but you know the Josh Pan, because that was, I think, technically the first show I did at Squired, because I was in a duo before that.
Right,
And
OPUS, I believe.
Yeah,
OVUS.
It was Opus.
Opus.
OPVS, because
Yes.
that was when you would take out the vowel and put a V. You know?
Right, in 2012.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the first show I did as Squired, technically.
And so those people who have seen the power that brought it to you, I feel like, again, I wouldn't say it's just a wish, it's just a dream. No, you're making that dream into a reality. I mean, from where you were before at Josh Pan, where you were at Kill Paris, to see where you are right now is something that is incredible, something that's amazing. And you have kept on grinding at this for almost 10 years so far. And all I can say is the sky's the limit for someone as incredible as you. I just had to check up on you and see how much you have been growing ever since 2019, ever since 2018, where this whole Squired project first began. And where you are now is something that's incredible and something that like more people need to see, need to hear, and hopefully soon enough this year or hopefully next year we see you at the Mirage. We see you really opening up for bigger and better, brighter places out there in Japan. Just again, like I said, please don't forget us and the people out there who has really been with you since, you can kind of say, day one.
I can never. I appreciate you for saying that, man. Seriously.
So again, Squired, thank you again so much for everyone who's been there supporting you, listening to you, and seeing how much you've grown ever since the past 7-8 years. Absolutely freaking incredible. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. I can hardly wait to see you shine on that stage, because it's going to be your stage. It's your name in lights, your top name in the lineup. I can hardly wait to see you just tear it up out there, and all the people coming and seeing the power of Squired. I can hardly wait to see what is going to come up next for you. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elsewhere, for bringing someone like Kim to be a part of this. Again, this is Level Jr. Squired signing out. Love you guys so much. Peace.